Ever wondered what happened if you broke the rules in the Aztec Empire? We often romanticize ancient civilizations, picturing grand temples and elaborate rituals, but beneath the surface of any society lies a system of laws and consequences, designed to maintain order and control. The Aztecs were no exception. Their empire, a complex tapestry of social hierarchies, religious beliefs, and military might, had a very specific and often brutal way of dealing with those who stepped out of line. So, what exactly were the repercussions for defying the established norms? What happened if you dared to challenge the authority of the Aztec state? Spoiler, it was way more creative and terrifying than detention. Forget about a simple scolding or a timeout in the corner. Aztec punishments were designed to be public, impactful, and let's face it, downright horrifying. They served not only to penalize the offender but also to deter others from following in their footsteps. The goal was to instill fear and respect for the law, ensuring the stability of the empire. I don't think people understand just how wild Aztec justice could get. We're talking about a society where the line between earthly justice and divine retribution was often blurred, where the consequences for your actions could extend far beyond the physical realm, impacting your standing with the gods and your fate in the afterlife. It's a world where the stakes were incredibly high and the punishments reflected that. We're not talking about a slap on the wrist here. These weren't minor inconveniences or petty fines. Aztec punishments were often severe, designed to inflict pain, shame, and even death. They were a stark reminder of the power of the state and the consequences of disobedience. These punishments were straight out of a nightmare or maybe a myth. The accounts we have of Aztec justice are often gleaned from historical chronicles, archaeological findings, and the writings of early Spanish conquistadors. While these sources provide valuable insights, it's important to remember that they may be subject to bias or exaggeration. Nevertheless, the picture they paint is one of a society with a complex and often brutal system of law enforcement. Let's dive into 7 of the most bizarre Aztec punishments that would make even your high school principal flinch. Get ready to have your perception of ancient justice completely shattered. These punishments are not for the faint of heart. They offer a glimpse into a world where the rules were strict, the consequences were dire, and the methods of enforcement were, to say the least, unconventional. Number 1. Public humiliation. The Aztecs understood the power of shame. They knew that social standing and reputation were highly valued, and that the threat of public embarrassment could be a powerful deterrent. Forget silent shame. The Aztecs would strip offenders, shave their heads, and parade them around the city. Can you imagine the sheer mortification? To be stripped bare, your head shaved as a mark of shame, and then forced to walk through the bustling streets, exposed to the jeers and scorn of your fellow citizens? It was a punishment designed to break your spirit and leave a lasting scar on your reputation. This wasn't just about punishing the individual, it was about sending a message to the entire community. This is what happens when you break the rules. Think your bad hair day is rough? Try being a lesson for the whole neighborhood. Your bad hair day might involve a few awkward glances and some teasing from your friends, but imagine your hair being forcibly removed as a symbol of your transgression, and then being paraded through your neighborhood as a cautionary tale. It puts things into perspective, doesn't it? Number 2, for drunkards, especially if you were underage, the penalty was death by strangulation. The Aztecs had a complex relationship with alcohol. While it was used in religious ceremonies and celebrations, excessive drinking, particularly among the young, was strictly prohibited. The reasoning was simple. Drunkenness could lead to social disorder, violence, and a breakdown of societal norms. And the punishment for underage intoxication was swift and severe. Death by strangulation. Imagine explaining that at a party, sorry, can't drink, the consequences are literal. It's a bit of a conversation killer, isn't it? No thanks, I'm good. I'd rather not risk being strangled to death. It certainly puts a damper on the festive atmosphere, but it also highlights the seriousness with which the Aztecs viewed the issue of public intoxication, especially among their youth. 3 thieves had it rough. The Aztecs valued honesty and hard work. Theft was seen as a direct violation of these principles, and the punishments reflected the severity of the offense. First offense, your house was destroyed. That's right, your home, the place where you lived, slept, and raised your family, would be razed to the ground. It was a devastating punishment, not only for the thief, but also for their loved ones, who would be left homeless and destitute. It served as a powerful deterrent, reminding everyone that theft would not be tolerated. Second time, your skull might become home decor for the gods. Yes, you read that right. Repeat offenders faced an even grimmer fate. Their skulls would be used to decorate temples or other sacred spaces. It was a gruesome and dehumanizing punishment, designed to strip the thief of their identity and offer them as a sacrifice to the gods. It's a stark reminder of the Aztecs' belief in the importance of maintaining order and punishing those who threatened the stability of their society. 4. Lazy farmers faced forced labor, sometimes chained, sometimes beaten. Agriculture was the backbone of the Aztec economy. A successful harvest meant prosperity for the entire empire. Therefore, those who shirked their responsibilities and failed to cultivate their land were seen as a threat to the well-being of the community. The punishment for laziness was forced labor, often under harsh conditions. Lazy farmers might find themselves chained to their fields, forced to work from sunrise to sunset, or subjected to beatings to encourage them to work harder. The Aztecs believed hard work pleased the gods, so slacking off was basically blasphemy. The Aztecs had a deeply religious worldview. They believed that the gods required constant sustenance and that human actions could influence the cosmic balance. Hard work and dedication were seen as ways to honor the gods and ensure their continued favor. Laziness, on the other hand, was seen as a sign of disrespect, a failure to uphold one's obligations to the divine. 5 lying children had their lips pricked with cactus thorns. Ouch, talk about a painful lesson in honesty. The Aztecs believed in instilling values from a young age, and they weren't afraid to use physical punishment to achieve their goals. Lying was seen as a serious offense, as it could undermine trust and disrupt social harmony. And the punishment for young liars was a sharp reminder of the importance of telling the truth. How's that for a no-fibbing policy? It's certainly more effective than a simple lecture or a timeout. The pain of the cactus thorns would serve as a lasting reminder to think twice before uttering a falsehood. It's a harsh method by modern standards, but it reflects the Aztecs' commitment to honesty and their willingness to use physical punishment to enforce their values. 6. Adultery wasn't just frowned upon, it meant public execution. Marriage was a sacred institution in Aztec society, and adultery was considered a grave offense, a betrayal of trust and a violation of the social order. The punishment was severe, public execution for both parties involved. The Aztecs took loyalty seriously, both in love and law. Loyalty was a cornerstone of Aztec society, not only in personal relationships but also in one's allegiance to the state and the gods. Adultery was seen as a direct threat to this social fabric, and the punishment was designed to send a clear message: infidelity would not be tolerated. And finally, 7. Ritual sacrifice. Not just for criminals, but breaking sacred taboos could send you straight to the gods, literally. Ritual sacrifice was a central part of Aztec religious practice. While it was often performed to appease the gods and ensure the continued prosperity of the empire, it was also used as a punishment for certain crimes and violations of sacred taboos. To break a sacred taboo was to offend the gods and disrupt the cosmic balance. And the ultimate price for such an offense was often one's own life, offered as a sacrifice to restore harmony. So, next time you complain about your chores, remember, Aztec justice doesn't mess around. A little perspective can go a long way. While modern life may have its challenges and inconveniences, it's worth remembering that we live in a society where the punishments for our transgressions are generally far less severe than those faced by the Aztecs. So, the next time you're feeling overwhelmed by your daily responsibilities, take a moment to appreciate the relative leniency of our modern justice system. Which punishment shocked you most? It's a difficult choice, isn't it? From public humiliation to ritual sacrifice, the Aztecs certainly had a unique and often brutal approach to justice. Which of these punishments left you the most speechless? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of ancient civilizations.